This is from sample 1. And we're going to see how they've grown. This is my day 6, but they've been growing for maybe about 2 weeks. You see them? They're moving around, they're single, and then you can see the little clumps, and those are called rosettes. See, that's a really big rosette, and it's just like a really big clump of a bunch of parasites. See, this is their example of a rosette. See? See, what you're looking at are the bottom of the flask. It looks weird, doesn't it? Ah, weird. See all the different ones. You see how they grow? And they move really fast, and they don't like to grow single like maybe these ones, so they join in with these. See how they keep on getting closer and migrating. And these ones, this one right here is trying to split. Because parasites, you know, they're asexual reproduction, so they grow continuously. So you see how they get close. Eventually, they're flagellas. The flagellas, which are the tails on the ends of these, they get tangled all together, which forms these rosettes. And you see, like, it's really densely populated. I have to change the media. The media I use is a Snyder's media, and it's basically like a food for them. And it keeps them growing, keeps them healthy. What I do when I change the media, look. When I change the media, it's like I'm giving them new food. And when I change the media, it takes out some of the food that they already have. Well, it takes most of the parasites out of it, but they'll grow again, and sooner or later they'll be right back to this size. Yes, look at that. Really big rosettes. And imagine, I have to eventually count these, and today I'll be making a slide of them. Yep. So, like I said, this is my sample 1. See, there's plenty of rosettes. It's really densely populated, and the solution is kind of cloudy, so it's about time to change these. That's bottom of the flask. Oh, look, another rosette. A few. They're just moving. They stay on the go. They're really busy. You can focus in between them and in and out of them. You see the one floating on top of them. Like, there's different layers of flask. Like, I move the flask up and down and move the microscope really any way I want to get a good focus on them. And time for sample 2. Yes. And here's my sample 2. I mean, basically they're the same because it's the same thing, but different rosettes, different things going on in this. This one has been changed actually. Well, no, this one hasn't been changed. Sample 1 was changed, and you see how many parasites are still in that. And this is a huge rosette. Look, it takes up most of the strain. This media hasn't been changed at all. So, the other one that's been changed was changed last Friday. So this one, of course, is a lot more densely populated than the other ones. Like, the rosettes are huge, and there's a lot more of them. You know, what's heavy obviously goes to the bottom. So, yep. There's one right there. You see, we're just focusing on that. Fine tune it. You can see what's going on in that. Millions of little parasites just floating around. I know it's kind of nasty to think about, but see, they move really fast. And they just form, like, this was probably a rosette on its own, and it formed in like that. As long as these other little clumps were probably just rosettes of their own, and they formed in. Like, eventually you see these two are really close right here, and they'll probably form in together eventually. As it weighs down, it's heavier, and single ones go to them. Yep. So all these rosettes are just really like little small rivulets like this one. They go to this one, and then all the other ones form, and then they get to a really big one, and then the big one will form with a big one. Like these two are close together, they'll probably end up together again. So this is a day at the lab with me. Filtering. Oh, and these parasites, by the way, are called Leishmania, and they and what they do is they're transmitted by this thing called sandfly, really small, smaller than a mosquito actually, really smaller than a mosquito. Like you can see over there, it's like its comparison to pencil lead and whatnot. So, and only the females are infected. And what ends up happening is they go under the skin and they create lesions. And these lesions are really nasty. This is one called mucocutaneous, and it's the mucus areas around the nose and mouth. So it really messes them up. It's really mutilating. And then other than that, they just form small lesions like that. Once the lesion gets over, there's a cycle and how you get a sample. So, yep, that's it.